bastion post, one in each of these holes. And then we're going to flip these over and put the outside panel. We're going to screw the post down until it hits the wood. This is called a bastion post. Get it straight. Make sure they're nice and straight. If they're not, I can tap them with a hammer a little bit. Then we're going to back them out about a full turn. So then I've got a little bit more than a fingernail under there. I'm going to have the slot in the top of the post in alignment with the long edge. Okay, now I've got the bastion post in place. I'm going to turn the legs over. They're going to face each other like this. I'm going to take the top side brace. Have the 4 nut access holes. The lower on the board are going to go toward the bottom. You've got 2 other little pilot holes. You'll be using the other side of those later on to attach the towel bars. And then there's 2 other little holes here, and those are going to be for the glide. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it one side at a time. We're going to take the barrel nuts. Those are the little nuts that look like a barrel. You notice on the leading edge there's a little notch in that. And we're going to drop these into here, and the little notches on the top, they show you where the holes are through the side, and we want that to line up with the post. So I'm going to take those and line those up so that the notches are this way. See that? Take this. So when you look down through the center of this barrel nut, you're going to see the post, and it should be off center toward the leg. Then I'm going to take the little set screws and screw those down. That's going to go as close to the wood as possible over there. Okay, we're going to proceed with some other steps, preparing one side, and then we're going to marry them together. Okay, next I'm going to take a glide support brace. There's 2 of those. You'll notice there's 2 holes in either end. And then you'll notice there's 4 little pilot holes on the face of one face. These are going to go down toward the bottom of the table. They're going to be attached to the top side brace. And these are going to hold your drawer glide. So what I have to do first is I have to put 4 pins in, 2 in each end. And these are the 3/4 inch pins. They should go in fairly easily. It's okay if they're loose. If they're not, you can just tap them in place. Then I'm going to insert on the inside of the leg here. There's 2 holes. I'm just going to insert that just like so. And then we'll proceed. Okay, now I'm going to attach the other leg. I'm going to do that by first dropping my barrel nut. A little guide there, make sure the little notches align with the post. Same thing on the back one, you can adjust that. Then when I bring them together, I'm going to insert those posts into the ends of the brace. Start them, and then I want to make sure I get this one aligned. The pins, they'll come together. Then we'll just tighten these up with the set screws. Here's where you should be at this point. So we get this just about an inch, 1.25 inches until the holes show up. I'm going to use a magnetic screwdriver, which makes it a little bit easier because you're going down in between the slots. Start one, and I'll start the other one. We'll do exactly the same thing with the other side. So this becomes your left side. Okay, here's where you should be at this point. You got your left front side. Glide, come in and out. Overhangs a little bit there. This is just a little bit loose, but that's okay. Exactly the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, now I'm going to take this left side. Here's the front. Here's the back. I'm going to put 2 more bastions in the back leg only, not the front leg. We're going to do that exactly the same as we've done before. Through the notch in the top, the line here. The top front brace has 4 access holes. That's where your barrel nuts are going to go. We're going to attach it. I'm going to go to the inside. I'm going to drop my barrel nuts into that. Here again, the little notches on the top align with the post. Okay, now we're going to take the back wine rack brace. You'll notice it has all the holes for the tubes there. It's off-center. That off-center is going to go toward the top of the unit. This being the top, we're going to put 3/4 inch pins into each end. Then we're going to insert that right into the leg, just like so. Okay? Okay, now we've got the wine rack support in place. And we're going to take the 7 tubes, all the same length, put them in there, and then we're going to secure those with the other side of the wine rack support. Here again, we're going to make sure our holes are right. And the easiest way to do this, we've got to line up all of those, is to start on one end, and then work your way toward the other end. Then we're going to put the 2 pins on the end of the brace, into the leg, and we're going to attach the other side. Now we're going to attach the right leg. It's a little bit tricky. If you've got a partner to help you, that will help. You notice that we attach 2 of the bastion posts and we go right through the holes there. The slots are lined up with the long edge. I'm going to insert those. I'm going to drop a couple of the barrel nuts into the top back brace here. I'm going to have to align pins with these holes, pins with these holes, this and there. So it gets a little bit tricky, but you take your time, do one at a time. But I think the easiest way to do is probably just start the bastions into place. Make sure those posts are nice and straight. If they're not, then you just have to tap them a little bit. You can tell when they're straight. Won't hurt them at all. Okay. Just start that. Okay, now that I've got the wine rack in place, got this top brace attached to the other side with the bastions, then I'm going to secure it a lot more by putting the bottom shelf in. It's already assembled for you. Little notches go around the legs. And of course, the top goes toward the top. I'm going to slide it into place here. Just a little, be careful that you don't pull this out because you still have a little bit of space there. And then I'm going to secure this in 4 places. On each of the legs, there's a little pilot hole. Then there's pilot holes on the inside, or actually holes for the screws here in the support for the shelf. We're going to secure that with the 1 1/4 number 8 screws. Okay, now we're going to prep the tabletop and the drop leaf. We're going to turn them upside down on a nice smooth surface. We're going to butt the drop leaf right up against the top, and you'll notice these little slots here. We'll take the hinges. The long part of the hinge is going to go on the drop leaf side, and the bulging part of the hinge will drop down into the hole together. And then we'll take 4 of the 3/8 number 8 screws. We'll attach the drop leaf support. That's going to slide in and out. We've got the 4 holes here. We'll do that with the other one. And then while we're here, we're going to attach the L brackets. You'll notice the L brackets have a slot, and then they have a hole and a slot. We're going to use this hole to attach them just like that. And we're going to use, there's a little packet of screws that are 5/8 number 6s. We're going to use those. Okay, this is where you should be at this point. You have the L brackets. This is the slot. You have all your hinges in place. Have your drop leaf supports in place. And then we'll attach the other assembly to this. Okay, now that we have the top assembled with the drop leaf, I'm going to take the cabinet part of it, or the lower structure, I'm going to turn it upside down and put it into place. We're going to have those little L brackets. They're going to be on the inside. And on the top side braces, there's 2 little pilot holes. And we're going to secure the brace to the top with the L bracket using the number 6, 5/8 number 6 screws. And then that'll secure your top real well and make the cart very, very steady. So, okay, with the unit still inverted, we're going to put the caster wheels on now. Take these little sleeves, they're all exactly alike. Put them in the hole at the bottom of the leg. And drive them in. They're not going anywhere. We'll insert the wheels. I like to put the locking ones, the one with the little lever on it. I like to put those on the front to seat them. Just hit right on the little metal part there. Go down and seat them real well. Okay, now we're going to attach the towel bars. We're going to take this little sleeve. We're going to put this 1 1/4 inch brass screw in there, and it's almost flush with the top. We've got a little indentation here. That'll be out. And here's a little pilot hole in that top side brace. We're just going to screw that down. And we'll do the same thing with the other side. Next thing, this is optional, but I think it gives a finishing touch. You put these little caps over the post, and then we're going to put the pipe holder into position here. And I'm going to put the, if you notice there's a little hole in it, I'm going to put those up, which will be facing down. Okay. Then we're going to take the pipe, put the pipe through. These are the short ones. You should have 2 short ones and a long one. The long one's going on the door. Okay. Push those in. Get them evened up. And then there's little set screws, tiny set screws. We give you the Allen wrench, and that's going to go into the post. And screw that right down. Make sure the post is against the wood. Okay. Do the same thing, get them about even. You're going to put another little set screw right in the bottom. We'll do the same thing on this side, and then we'll cap them off with these little caps. Just push them in place. Finishing, gives them a nice little finishing touch. We're going to assemble the drawer. We're going to take the drawer back, the plane, 4 holes in it. We're going to attach the drawer sides. This is your left front side with the big holes toward the front. So we're going to secure that to the back using 1 1/4 number 8 Phillips screws there. And there's a couple of pilot holes in the back of the drawer side, and then I'm going to just start those. Then I'll tighten them down. Okay, now that I have the sides attached, I'm going to take the drawer bottom, look them over, take the best side, and then you're going to put the best side to the inside of the drawer. Just slide that down into place. Make sure that it's seated in the back. Then we're going to take the drawer front. The drawer front is I have to attach 4 Bass Jones to the front side, so I'll do that now. Okay, after you get these screwed down against the wood, you're going to back them out about a turn. This time, the slot in the top is going to be with your short edge. It's going to be parallel with your short edge. Okay, I've got my drawer front all ready. I've got the handle on. Put that on just like I did the one on the side. Got the post in place with the slot for the screwdriver parallel here. Then I'm going to take the little barrel nuts like we did before. 2 little notches. Going to point those at the hole. I'm going to line them up. Start them into place. Okay, now we've got the drawer front on, secured that with the little set screws in there. Now I'm going to put the drawer glide on. This glide is going to go, 2 little pilot hooks. It's going to go right up against the back of the front, the pilot hole there. You're going to use the little pin head or round-headed screws. I'll start both of them before I tighten them down. All right, now we've got the glides on. Just to point out one thing, on the little black tab here, on one side, this little teardrop will be down, and when you turn it around on the other side, that little teardrop will be up. So if you notice that, it's just the way it's supposed to be. Okay, we're going to align the very end of the drawer glide with the center of the glide that's attached to the thing, and we'll slide it in, and you'll probably hit a resistance at about that point right there. That's where it's hitting a little plastic clip. Let's give it a real good slam. Then you have a nice drawer, it won't come out. If you want to use the drop leaf, just raise the drop leaf. Be careful, that's heavy. Reach under, there's a little finger hole there for your glide, or your support. You can bring it up, you can use it with or without the drop leaf. Towel bars in place, bottom shelf, and the wheels are on. So you're all set to go.